Hi there, today we're going to talk about the new graphic novel from Ed Brubaker called Bad Weekend. Bad Weekend is a new graphic novel from Ed Brubaker, art by Sean Phillips. It's actually coloured by Sean Phillips' son as well. It is one of these new, I'll say an experiment. I know people have been releasing standalone graphic novels for a long time, but Ed Brubaker has sort of foregone the single issue route and produced these sort of mid-sized books that are simple stories that stand alone. They can be sold alone as a single book, either in, obviously this comes out in either hardcover or digital format. I got it in digital format, and about 90 to 100 pages in length, and that's it. You get the story, you buy it. This is because a lot of people, myself included, feel that the sale of single issues is going to go the way of the dodo because of storage, cost, demand, and just a change in times and technology. People can pick up single issues now digitally, enjoy them, not have to store them, and then if they want, come back and buy a trade version, or moreover a deluxe or omnibus version, because storage is a premium nowadays, so is expendable cash, and people want something nice to stick on their shelves. I know there's been a long-standing culture of people bagging and boxing single issues, put their boards in there and that, and keep long boxes. I haven't got a house that can take that. Not a lot of people do, and also don't have the money to be buying single issues. It doesn't represent suitable value to me. So he's gone, look, I'm just going to produce these stories, you can buy them, that's it, we're done. Maybe you'll get them all collected in a deluxe edition, a bit like Criminal at a later date. Anyway, enough of that. Bad Weekend is a story about a chap who gets hired to be an assistant to an old mentor of his who he used to work for. He's a comic book artist. He's now in like his 70s, and he goes to a convention for the weekend, and he's essentially his driver come, helper. But something is up. This sort of well-known grouch who used to be top of his game and is now just a miserable bastard, isn't really interested in the convention. He's meant to be collecting a sort of lifetime achievement award. He isn't interested in that. What he is interested in is finding something. It turns out he's looking for missing pages from comic books. Comic books he drew many years ago. And you're taken on this journey where he's sort of gone, fuck it, I'm old, I don't care what people think of me anymore, I'm just going to ask them and try and track down these missing pages, to the point where he goes and even accuses his daughter of stealing them and tries to get them off his daughter. It turns out he can't locate them, and people think they've been destroyed. Then there's a twist at the end, which I won't reveal here, just because it will spoil the story. But what you get is a lovely story where you get great artwork as ever by Sean Phillips, that's emotive and suits the sort of style of the story, this sort of downtrodden chap, and you essentially get what's a tour through a comic convention and the comic world from the view of a creator. And you know that obviously Ed Brubaker and Sean Phillips probably have numerous stories, numerous experiences that they have probably peppered into this all the way through. I mean, certain things they say in it and they refer to can only be true, because where else would they think of these things from? I find it very enjoyable as a comics fan and someone who just enjoys a good story, and it works perfectly. I read it, I was done in 90 odd pages, and then I put it down and I was quite satisfied. It will sit on my Comixology account, and if I want to read it again I will, but I didn't have to worry about an extra long read. I didn't have to read anything that was going to be a drag through various single issues. I was quite happy with it, and it was the perfect length as well. I would recommend it to anyone who's interested in a sort of real story, as it were, not a superhero story. Anyone who's interested in comic books and sort of like an inside track on that, and possibly to someone who isn't necessarily interested in reading comics because they don't like superheroes. A sort of person who's new to comics, because it's a story they can follow, similar to watching a film or an episode of a well-made TV show, in beats. And yeah, I just think it was a good read. I've got my Heroes Have All Been Junkies to read as well digitally, which I haven't got round to yet, but I think I'll get onto that next. But yeah, let me know what you think. Do you like it? Do you think that this is the way forward, producing these sort of standalone stories where you don't have to worry about buying single issues? Do you think that floppies, other than sort of prestige edition floppies, let's say, are dead? And unless you're going to buy one, it's because it's sort of specially been produced or in a limited run, maybe, to increase the value of them. Let me know what you think, and please feel free to give us a thumbs up and a like and a subscribe, and thanks for watching.